I'm Chris Rowe and I'm the Principal Moderator for the GCSE Non-Examined Assessment, otherwise known as the NEA, what most of you and your teachers will refer to as coursework. And I'm here to give you a brief overview of the NEA, including what it is, why you need to do it, as well as a quick look at what a typical NEA portfolio might look like. So what is the NEA? The NEA is a portfolio of work that will show your teachers how you investigated a specific need, problem, or opportunity, and how you developed and tested a prototype that would solve that specific need. Now, it must reflect how things happened in real time, what your teachers will refer to as a chronological portfolio. It must also respond to one of three contexts or themes that are set by OCR each year. The portfolio of work that you produce accounts for 50% of your total GCSE. So why do the NEA? Well, the NEA helps you to demonstrate your knowledge, understanding and skills through an iterative process that explores needs, creates solutions and evaluates how well those needs have been met. It helps you to develop the critical creative thinking skills that are required to manage and organise this process. And it will equip you with the lifelong skills of problem spotting and problem solving and enable you to apply these to lots of different areas. Now, the following example shows a very concise approach to the NEA. It clocks in at only 24 slides, and I'm going to try to quickly talk you through each page. Now, to comply with copyright restrictions and privacy laws, we have redacted some images and media in the presentation. So let's take a look at this folder. The student started by exploring the context set by OCR, using the internet for some initial research and a mind map to explore potential needs. They suggested several suitable design briefs before settling on designing a product to help wheelchair users stay hydrated during sporting activities. Their initial investigation started with some analysis of existing designs. Then interviews with their primary user and stakeholder. And then the gathering of important technical information such as anthropometric data and the dimensions of wheelchairs. This helped them to establish some stakeholder requirements that they continued to refine as they developed their ideas. They collaborated with classmates to generate some initial ideas, which were then evaluated against their stakeholders' requirements. The strongest idea was initially modelled using CAD, and problems were highlighted and solutions explored. The idea was periodically checked against the requirements to check they were on track, before starting to model using quick modelling materials that could be tested out on an actual wheelchair. Along the way, they sought further feedback from stakeholders as they continued to refine their model. His development continued as they experimented with more specific materials and processes, leading to a final design that was checked against the requirements, before producing a presentation that fully explained their design idea to their stakeholders. Based on his CAD model, they were able to produce a series of dimension drawings. These helped them to plan how they would make their idea in the school workshop. Their making diary demonstrated the use of an appropriate range of tools, machines, and processes. The final prototype was clearly photographed along with a video to demonstrate it working, along with some close-up photos that helped the teacher to see all the work that had gone into the making. They then discussed the viability of their idea, checking against their technical specification whilst thinking about its marketability. The final prototype was tested on a wheelchair and they received final feedback from their users and stakeholders. All this testing helped them to conclude their portfolio with a list of strengths and weaknesses and some suggestions as to what they could improve further. And that's it. 24 well-presented, easy to follow slides that document what they did in real time to solve the problem they found. So, some top tips for you to remember when developing your own NEA project. Number 1, talk to others, get their opinions. Okay? 2, be clear about who you've talked to and how you've taken on board their feedback and opinions. Number 3, document everything as it happens. Okay? And lastly, always focus on describing what you did, why you did it, and how it affects your project. Please look out for further support videos on how to handle your NEA. Bye for now.